I agree. Angry. I mean, I don't know. Because that'll just be used against them. Whoops. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to get the right text up. Here we go. I'm playing Nancy Drew. I am not. This is... Can you read that? Seems like they're sitting it out. AOC is also, like, boycotting it. Just in protest. In protest. Probably. Is BB there? Wouldn't surprise me. Who did they say that, like, always sat out? Russian media definitely there. What are you talking about? This is Russia now. What Supreme Court did they say? Yeah, right. He's going to lie a lot. We're going to try to fact check him. I don't know. We're probably going to heckle him too from here. What justice did they say? Is it Gorsuch, he said? A bunch of congresswomen are wearing pink, I believe, in protest on behalf of women's rights. Wait, can you hear this or no?
United States, etc. What are you listening for in tonight's speech? Jason did.
Mainly about the border. I mean, I think that there is going to be a lot of discussion about
Alito?
immigration and the border. Trump has always felt that this is the winning issue for him. I think that it's going to be a big part of things.
Jasmine, right?
The economy. I mean, this tariffs
Women's History Month
that happened, overnight into today. Obviously, there's some thinking that maybe they would.
I'm willing to bet it's a little bit more than that.
pull back the tariffs
No,
or bring it down to a lower percentage.
I
But
think he's going to
people
go
are
up there,
concerned
and I
about
think
the
he's going to
economy.
lie a
Giving
lot, and I
Trump
think
some more
Republicans
time,
are going to
but people
cheer
concerned.
for
So
it.
I want to hear how
And I
he
think
not
a lot of
just blames the
a lot of
Biden
Democrats are
administration,
going to
but how he
sit
talks about it
quietly.
moving forward.
Well, late tonight or later tonight, Howard Lutnick, the new Commerce Secretary,
Yeah.
Yeah,
made a statement.
say
Yeah,
that.
he said that
What should we be listening for?
Well, he said that they had been on the phone with both their Mexican and Canadian counterparts trying to make a deal, and
Worst
that
case scenario,
President Trump
he
may announce,
announces
if not
an
here, maybe
invasion of
tomorrow,
another country or some
that
shit like
they
that.
are
That's the
pulling back
craziest
some of the tariffs,
option,
not
right?
completely, letting them go, but certainly pulling them back.
Well, no,
as
you
long as
okay?
these
Angry.
countries,
Here's the thing.
say,
I
and
am
then
happy to
become more
go after
forceful on
Dems and
issues
criticize
like
them for
fentanyl,
all
on
their
issues,
faults and
that the
ineffectiveness.
reason why that these tariffs are put in place.
Useless.
it's
I mean,
just
what else
the
can they do?
reality
They
is
have no
that
power in
Trump
this
saw
room.
the
They
stock
can sit
markets.
there
He is
quietly or they
somebody
can
who
boo.
follows
Either
the stock
fucking
markets.
way,
He
it
follows
does
them quite
nothing.
religiously, and they were
Sitting
going
quietly,
back and forth, really kind of
honestly, I
freaking
think
out
sitting quietly is better
negatively
than
about these,
booing because
about
booing,
these tariffs. And so I
I
don't think that the White
think
House will
like
be able to
eggs
say
them
quite
on.
credibly
They're
that
all
that
about
was
just
the
triggering the
reason,
libs. I literally have
or
people
that wasn't
arguing
a
that they're
reason as
glad,
to
you
why
know,
they're
that
kind
the
of saying
economy
they're
is
gonna
about to
pull them
crash
back.
because at least
But
it'll trigger the
certainly only
libs.
time will tell
So,
what percentage that is, how much that
you know,
is, and whether or not they still do the
sit there, sit.
Then Nydia Velazquez,
Yeah,
of
no,
Democrat
Angry.
of New York,
That's
talking
what they
to
want.
Nancy
They want to get a
Pelosi
rise
there,
out of libs
both long-term
all the fucking
members.
time.
Kim, I apologize for not recognizing your face. There are 62 new members of Congress. Nearly 20% of the Congress is new, and so that's a lot of new members. And I'm not quite sure who that one.
Well,
was.
he's
I think
getting
we've
rid of
got a
anyone who
pretty
will
good
stand
bag
in the
of
way. So,
80%, haven't we?
Oh, I think more than that.
And Melania
Melania.
Trump, who was on Capitol Hill yesterday as well. Was that a surprise to you down at the White House that she came down? Here comes Mrs. Trump. She's sitting with her guests. Greta gave us her guests earlier. They include some
is he on there?
revenge
Oof.
porn victims,
Oh yeah.
the
How's Ruby?
Kumpertoy family that was the father was killed in Butler.
Yeah, happily.
Pennsylvania.
Don't give him the views or ratings. This is on
She's sitting
C-SPAN
with her
also.
guests there.
Lincoln Riley family.
Honestly, I
Exactly.
usually sit them out also because who wants to listen to him lie? But like, I feel like I don't know. I'm just paying attention because I want to know when they declare war.
There were some questions about how much she would be in Washington, how frequently she'd be around. But I think that there's a real shift in energy,
Yeah,
not just from
probably.
the president, but also from her office, trying to do things much differently this time around.
Yep.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
Marco fucking Rubio, feckless little bitch. Oh shit, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. Is Ben Shapiro in there? I don't think I even know what Ben Shapiro looks like, to be honest. I know, but I'll probably get banned. Rube is
And
right.
now the cabinet is coming in. Secretary of State Rubio, Secretary of the
A lot of
Treasury,
congresswomen are wearing pink. I
We
believe
saw
to
there
someone said that
well
it's for Women's
Attorney
History Month. I
General
believe it's more of a
Garibaldi,
protest.
Pete Hegseth
RFK.
was there. Mr. Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, who we talked about a little bit earlier.
Should we play a drinking
RFK
game?
Jr., of course. HHS.
Actually, that'll
There's
probably
Scott
get me in
Turner.
trouble.
HUD. There's Steph.
Should we play
Duffy.
bingo? Let's
I'm
play
so
bingo.
Sorry, Sean Duffy.
What bingo? What
Transportation.
should we add?
There's Senator Adam Schiff, sitting with Senator from
Let's play bingo. Yeah,
Yep,
right.
the new senator from Delaware, Lisa Blunt Rochester.
How many boxes? We need 5 by 5. Quick, quick, quick. We need bingo spots.
We had Carol from Illinois, Carol Mosley Braun. We have Angela also Brooks, Maryland.
Kamala Harris was the second.
Kamala Harris, of course, and then Lisa
5 by
Blunt
5.
Rochester.
Yes.
Yeah,
Interchangeably 3 or 2.
and there's Christy Noem, who's
Well, free space. Okay.
talking there with the that the congressman from New Jersey, Jeff?
Tim Burchett from Tennessee.
Tremendous. Okay, one of them is going to be just tremendous. Damn, I wish I did this earlier.
Is that Brooke Rollins, the Ag Secretary? Yeah.
He's already imposed the tariffs, so...
It is sort of odd to have something like this with
Obama,
there's
that's
so
a good
much
one.
We're paying attention to the fashion because of like some of the
Obama.
protests and so forth, having just done the Oscars 2 nights ago. It's not quite as glamorous.
Dems disrupt. Okay,
There's a
Dems
lot more power.
disrupt.
Jason, that nobody in the world cares.
Mentions praising Elon. We gotta get better ones. Praising Elon, like harder ones.
Joe Biden
Crypto.
took at least a half hour to get out of the chamber. It was a moment
In the
for him,
history of
politically,
disparage
that boosted
or
him,
insult.
that got rid of some of the rumors of mental decline, et cetera.
Zelensky.
And he worked that room for a half an hour. It was one of the most,
Greenland.
in a sense, iconic things I've ever seen in politics.
Yeah.
And do we
Yeah,
expect
okay.
President Trump to do the same, or I don't know.
But these are all. I want like more specific ones.
As long. In that span, Joe
Something
Biden
about
had,
Canada.
like, 2
Canada,
high moments
51st
that
state.
went
Let's say
viral.
51st.
I mean, he was there for forever. I don't know if
State.
you expect President Trump to be for that long, but the reality is that as I've talked to people close to him, he is enjoying this moment. He's happy to be back in the White House.
Oh yeah,
Happy
blames
to have a
Biden
party that
economy. Blames
responds to
Biden
him,
for
that
crash. Yeah.
respects him. And he's
Blames
happy, back to being the
Biden
center of everything. And so I think we're going to
for
see him
crash.
show that happiness, shaking hands with his friends.
More babies?
Shaking hands,
US.
potentially people who don't like him. very
That's
much,
a tough
Democrats,
one.
kind of pushing them to say
More
something.
babies.
Potentially, he's kind of reveling in this moment.
Border
that he
crisis
has
solved.
now that he's back in the White House, and so I think he is going to be there a long time. Whether or not he's there as long as Joe Biden, I think only time will tell. Because
Ooh,
Joe Biden, I remember being there,
Vax lies?
covering it last year, and being like, "Dang, can you leave? I'm trying to go home." So
Mispronounces rare earth. Don't bring up the drone. Which drones?
Yeah.
Men playing women's sports. Yeah. Men.
We'll see what Donald Trump does.
Yeah, I would guess too that like some of that is there's a little bit of wistfulness.
Oh,
Like,
how about
Biden,
blaming
was running for
blaming
re-election,
crashes for
who knows what
DEI?
kind of doubts he may have had about his own.
What should he blame?
His own path.
Or just blame DEI?
That this is like a beginning as opposed
Yes.
to sort of an.
Blame
but even if it
Obama.
seems like we've
Oh, I've got
been
3
for a
blames
while.
next to each
you
other.
can see that the cabinet is still not completely seated, and they're not going to bring him in while there's still people
yeah.
in the aisles, but he is nearby. He's in the holding room next to the chamber and should be coming in shortly. Just want to remind our viewers, obviously we're going to shut up as soon as the
Radical
president
left.
is in there.
Yeah,
We're going to
this
listen
is
to
obvious.
everything that happens. We'll watch
Okay.
the president leave the room.
We'll start with
Paul
these and then maybe
without
replace
us,
some.
Tulsi Gabbard, of course, talking with Chip Roy.
Kelly Loeffler
Radical
was
left.
Yeah, that's right. Former senator from Georgia.
Let's say blames Ukraine for the war. Should we say blames Ukraine
I don't know if
for the
that's
war?
I saw him
saying
talk to Jeff
anything?
Van Drew, and
Okay.
I wonder if it was a conversation about fluoride. Who knows? Because Jeff Van Drew is a dentist.
Is he really? Did not
That's
know that. Did
fantastic.
not know that.
Yeah, I mean, RFK is having quite the moment right now too with this measles.
Oh, yeah,
outbreak,
China.
going back and forth between,
Oh yeah, love for Israel.
whether
Oh
or not
yeah,
he should be promoting
Trump.
vaccines, whether or not he should be
Gaza or
promoting,
whatever.
more homeopathic remedies that aren't necessarily shown to have much weight against a measles outbreak. I would be interested to see if.
Oh, yeah,
Donald
praising
Trump brings that
Putin.
up.
I
I'd
like
be a
that.
little shocked if he does, but
Again, the entire speech, of course, and Democratic response. Senator Alyssa Slotkin, freshman Democrat from Michigan. will
Oh yeah,
be
leaves
speaking from
NATO
Michigan,
is going to be the big one.
And we will bring that to you live, of course. And as always, after all that, we're going to get your reaction. We're going to get your reaction.
Leaves
Brett
NATO.
is going to be here getting reaction from members and some of the play out from the speech, etc. And
Should I?
before
I'm going to
Brett
add one
comes
that's
in,
going to be a
let's
wild
check in
one.
more time
Invade
with-
country.
Quick excerpt from the president's speech tonight.
And we need a couple more.
You guys were talking
Lying about
that
yeah,
and the
fewer
impact of it
immigrants.
on the economy. This is from
Black.
Dick
Oh yeah,
Sherman.
Panama.
Whatever they tariff us, we tariff them.
Wait,
Whatever they
dysentery?
tax us,
What about
we tax
dysentery?
them. And
Oh, what
if
about
they do
measles?
non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we do non-monetary
Hillary's emails?
barriers to keep
Oh, yeah,
them
what should he
out of
bring?
our market. So you can
Open
expect to
borders.
hear
We
some
already
tough
said
talk
something
from the
about
president tonight on that. That is ahead of
Borders.
the markets closing tonight. CNBC with this headline: Dow tumbles again, loses more than 1,300 points in 2 days.
Cutting down
as
trees.
Trump
Oh yeah.
ignites trade war.
Esmond Wright, you were talking exactly about that.
Yeah,
But he'll
I
do it
think
in a specific way,
it is
like
going to be
praising.
incumbent upon the president to have the American people understand why he's putting in place these
What are
tariffs,
some
that in a lot of ways have a
phrases?
negative connotation,
Maybe
even
for too
amongst people
long.
within his own party.
Quote.
They're not necessarily
Oh, yeah, get-
one of those quote unquote conservative
Okay.
values. It's something that even as lawmakers publicly say we are okay with giving Trump the latitude on tariffs, certainly privately they're concerned about them. They don't like them. And so I think that he's going to have to explain
too
why. Of course, he says
long.
that tariffs are his fourth favorite word in the dictionary. It used to be his first. I would be surprised
Oh, yeah.
if he does not repeat that again in an ad lib. But yeah, I think that tariffs are going to be a large part of this.
Oh, he's gonna
For
go after
viewers who are
protesters,
seeing
right?
a State of
Imprison
the Union or joint
protesters.
Session for the first time. On your screen.
Oh, go after the
Republicans will
media,
be
right?
On the left, and the Democrats will be on the right. So you can always tell what the applause lines are by which sides.
What does he call them? The lying.
It
Media?
absolutely does. And I mean, another thing that I'm looking for, in addition to just some of the policy notes that we're looking at, is just how the Democrats are going to approach.
What
things
about
that
Gitmo?
they feel are a winner for them. Whether it's something. If Trump does talk about tariffs, he does talk about like how great they are. We're seeing. Again, as Jasmine, the market does not like them. The Wall Street Journal
For
editorial
too
page
long.
doesn't like them.
Flash.
Like this is
got-
kind of across the board, and
yeah.
the economy. Over
Fake
and over
news
again
media.
came up as the number one issue people are worried about. But he's also going to go for some base issues, like transgender, issues. How is that going to be? How is that going to be presented? But how
Here
the
we
Democrats
go.
will react.
I need one more.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
No. Oh yeah, Zelensky's rude, right? Maybe he's like, we have crypto. Enemy within? Oh. Maybe. I already have radical left. Homeless vets. Melania coin. Oh. Should we say it goes longer than an hour? Something about the tariffs. I mean, but he already he did the tariffs. Okay, refers to himself. Okay. Third person. All right. Here it is. If anyone wants, to quickly screenshot or something, I don't know if you can see that at all. Is that what it was? Was that the level it was at before? I know it's flipped. I can't flip it. All right. gotta post on Instagram. Hey guys, we're live streaming the address to Congress and playing Trump bingo. Join us. Hey guys, we're live streaming. Oh man, USA chant would have been a good one. I feel like we could have gotten a little bit more specific. If only... This is so gross. I'm so over it, dude. Dude. Oh my god, what if he gets a fucking stroke? Address to Congress. We should have made a guess that he has trouble reading something. He's not gonna. Is he gonna read? Do you think he can? He can't read. He can't fucking read. This is why I'm saying one of the squares should be longer than an hour. Goes longer than an hour. Mispronouncing a word. That's true, not too late. Which one should we switch, though? Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
fine. God. I told you, Republicans are gonna fucking take note, okay? Oh, Jesus Christ. Nick fucking Fuentes. This is what I'm saying. Every single fucking Republican is a...
It's a great honor. Thank you very much.
Oh my God,
Speaker
he's
Johnson,
slurring.
Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
Why does she look terrified? Oh, why does she look terrified? Matt Walsh.
Members.
See, I told you
of
that
the
Dems
United
would just sit there.
States Congress,
That's smart.
Thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
No, we didn't have that. Yeah. Stop it. Jesus Christ with the USA. You guys are dismantling the US. See? I told you Dems would sit there. Good for you, Dems.
6 weeks ago,
Good for you. It's going to drive them
I stood
crazy.
beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America.
Oh, we should have said golden
From
age.
that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
What do you expect them to do, Parka? What exactly do you expect them to do? let's bitch about Dems not doing things that they can do, but what exactly do you expect them to do right now? Let's be fucking real.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
Are you really gonna clap for that?
The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it.
Oh man, it's so close. We've got like you've never seen.
The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been
nice.
seen in many decades. We won all 7
Like you've never
swing
seen, like has not been
states,
seen. That
giving
counts,
us
right?
An electoral college victory of 312 votes.
He keeps saying it's like the same fucking. He just is like repeating the same thing. Yeah.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
We should have said landslide. Ooh, Dems. Was that was Dems? Dems disrupt, right? Dems disrupt, right? Was that Dems though? Someone booed.
And won counties in our country, 2,000
That's not Dems.
to 525 on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe
that
that
Dems?
our country is headed
I think
in the
that's
right
like the audience.
direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
What?
Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
I don't think that's Dems. I think it's people in the.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
All right. A Dem is disrupting. That's fine.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
They're going to drag him out. They're going to drag him out of there. Yeah, it's one guy yelling. Does that count?
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Good for him. Make them drag you out. Al Green.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House.
How about you fucking uphold and maintain the fucking laws, jagweed?
Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Oh my God. Just fucking get through. Dude, this is gonna fucking take for fucking ever. How is that applause worthy? He has said the same fucking thing 20 times now.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation.
Who has it been said by?
By many.
By many. Oh, okay, I missed that. Thanks.
And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country.
Oh, did we have invasion?
What a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
That's, I don't think that's true. Border crisis solved. There we go. Boom. Pretty sure it's a fucking lie. Yeah.
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would
These are
want to do
lies
that?
again.
This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy, or to make them stand or smile or
The
applaud.
truth,
Nothing
the
I can
truth
do.
would
I could find
probably
a
help.
cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here
Laughing at him.
will
Musk
not
steals.
clap, will
Nice.
not stand,
Save
and
Medicaid.
certainly
Save
will
Medicaid.
not
Musk
cheer
steals.
for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad.
Is this part of the
and it just shouldn't
written?
be this way.
Oh God. Yeah, I agree. I wish Dems would laugh more. That'd be funny.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
They should laugh at him. They should be laughing.
Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
He still said, yeah.
I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew
Green New
from the
Scam.
unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I
Al
withdrew
Green
from the
got removed.
corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic
But still giving
destruction.
billions of dollars to Elon for his electric vehicle stuff, huh? Huh.
To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first day.
You understand that that's nuts? For every new law, 10 laws must be removed.
And in that first term,
That's
we
how you
set
get
records
lawlessness.
on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Who gives a shit, dude?
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
False. Oh, nice. The holding up signs.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
That's interesting because he just announced that schools will lose federal funding if they allow protests that he disagrees with.
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
Oh, someone called the English thing. Damn, sorry, I should have put that. I guess I didn't want to put like obvious ones that he'd like done today.
I renamed the
Oh, that's right,
Gulf
Gulf
of
of
Mexico the
fucking-
Gulf of America. And likewise, I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
This is the dumbest shit ever.
Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire
Well, I have blamed
federal government
DEI.
and indeed the private sector and our military.
They actually didn't end it across the private sector.
And our country will be woke no longer.
Jesus.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller,
Yep.
you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important.
I said, yeah, I put blame DEI, but what I originally said was blame the crash on DEI. I'm going to count that.
You should be hired based on merit.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Technically, his executive order says that gender is based at conception and everyone is non-binary
I
at
also
conception.
signed an
And then
executive
everyone
order
is female.
to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Oh, we got please.
3 years ago,
At conception, we're all non-binary, and then we're all chicks
high
after
school
that.
athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially
That's why she's a
paralyzing
Republican.
her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's
And now
never
she's a
seen anything
Republican.
like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
She deserves what happened to her. She's not fucking paralyzed. What the fuck? The fuck? She just stood up. She's clapping with both hands. The fuck? Brain damage makes you more conservative. She's just bad at sports. Yeah. She's just
And if
fucking
you
bad
really
at sports,
want to
dude.
see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman
Claudia.
for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
No, she's an adult. She was in college whenever this supposedly happened. She's an adult. She's responsible for her own fucking actions.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
That's not quite blaming Biden for the crash. I don't think he's going to acknowledge the market crash. That's true, Reese. That's a good point.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control.
It's up 40%.
Out of control.
They're up
and
40%.
We're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job.
As the free spot, I just had a free spot, but I figure it could just be MAGA.
A major
Does that
focus
count?
of
Blame
our
him for
fight
the...
to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now.
Resistance people? What do you mean?
And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency.
Did he?
As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
You guys nailed it. Drill, baby, drill. Did we write that down? I thought we wrote that down. Did we write down drill, baby, drill? No. Fuck, I thought we had that. Someone said that. Damn. I didn't write down all the good ones.
Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular.
It was a good one.
It's all set to go.
Sorry, I thought I had that one.
Gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here
There was
in
another
the
one.
USA.
I don't know if we wrote it down. Damn it. It was too rushed. Did we write it down?
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars. And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
Oh, Elon is there. Watch him do another salute. Oh, we should have put that on the thing.
By Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Elizabeth Warren on her phone. I love it. Department of Deficiency. I love that.
Working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe.
Oh, good. Laugh.
They just don't want to
What
admit
we do.
that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic
prove it.
inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
Jesus Christ.
This is real.
No, it isn't.
$32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street
Oh, Jesus.
in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion.
We spent $20 million on him to go to the fucking Super Bowl.
Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. We know what we're doing. Should use it ourselves. And $101 million
But you're
for
not
DEI
spending it
contracts at the
on anyone in the
Department
United States, are you?
of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it, under the Trump administration, all of these scams. And they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk
Yeah,
about them.
fucking right.
They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
This is a fucking lie, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, hundreds of billions of dollars. This is fucking nuts. This is nuts. I can't fucking believe.
And reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money.
I know, right,
We got
Turtle?
it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old.
That's a fucking lie, dude.
It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly.
But do you, okay.
3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them.
No,
and
it's
we're
not.
searching
That's
right
the
now.
thing.
In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people.
No, it's not.
Because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier
You know why that
country
is?
than I thought, Bobby.
I can almost guarantee. Because they don't fucking delete the list of people. Yeah, they don't know coding. They also apparently don't know basics of, like, you don't just delete
To
names.
finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249. And one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
You know what? I don't even care. Take the Social Security. Take it. Take it.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
You added $4 trillion to it last time you were in office, and you just extended the fucking cuts that are going to add $4.5 trillion more.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship.
At
It's
$5
like the
million
green
a
card,
pop.
but, better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay
But
tax,
they won't have to
create
pay
jobs.
tax.
They'll also be taking people out of colleges.
You don't charge
and
wealthy
paying for
people
them
taxes.
so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and
fucking
child
dumb.
predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
Here's the issue.
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk-takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
Jesus. True democracy. That's fucking terrifying coming out of this guy's mouth. By that, he means, we're fucked. There will never be another fair election in this country.
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
What? I'm sorry, what? Oh, they're pointing at Elon. They're pointing at Elon. You see that?
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that.
What tax cuts?
But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
What tax cuts, dude? The only tax cuts are for billionaires. The budget raises taxes for everyone else. What are you fucking talking about?
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board.
Permanent?
And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
Yeah, he's not going to tax Social Security benefits because he's not going to dispense them anymore. Easy. Start by paying your taxes. I like that.
And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Oh, boy. Well, hi, YouTube.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants
You'll
are
fucking see
opening up
about
all over
that.
the place. Deals are being
Are
made.
they?
Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today.
This
all
country's gonna go
three,
boom.
The top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with
Have
Honda
they?
just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Has he said tremendous yet? I haven't been tracking.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will
Again?
hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
That's terrifying.
In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term.
Yeah, thanks, Obama.
If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea. But that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was.
It's impossible
And so
to
on
keep
April
up, Karen.
2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't
Good
even allow
fucking
us in
luck,
their
dude.
market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for
What is he talking
decades by
about?
nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
He is isolating us. Yeah, we scratched that off. Yeah, like you've never
Much
seen.
has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them.
He doesn't
But
understand
even more
what that
importantly,
means.
they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our
More
citizens and
goes into
many
Canada
very
from
young,
the
beautiful
U.S.
people
than comes into
destroying
the U.S.
families.
from
Nobody's
Canada.
ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada.
No, you buy
and to
products
Mexico of
from
hundreds
Canada
of billions of dollars,
and
and the
Mexico.
United States will not be doing that
because you can't
any longer. We're not
grow
gonna do it
them
any
or
longer.
create them yourself. We're going to start going hungry in this country.
Thanks
You
to
realize
our
that.
America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and
Still
our
need a
economic
bingo.
policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough.
He
It's going to
did,
be much
Karen.
higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan,
No one's gonna build a plant
semiconductor,
here
the biggest in the world,
if they
most
can avoid it.
powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
I believe that's from the Biden like infrastructure bill or the CHIPS Act. Isn't that the CHIPS Act?
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing.
Oh, that's
we give
weird.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
See, how did
And
it?
it doesn't mean a thing. They take our
Yeah, it's
money
from
and they
chips.
don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America.
That's
So
the
it's
problem
very amazing.
is
You should get rid of the CHIP Act and whatever's left over.
that's
Mr.
literally
Speaker,
what you
should
just bragged
use it
about.
to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
Here's the thing. He keeps saying they're going to bring manufacturing because that way they won't pay tariffs. But no, because he's isolating the U.S. so much that any company that comes here is going to end up paying. There's going to be tariffs going out of the U.S. So it's actually the dumbest decision to set up manufacturing in the U.S. exclusively, at least. You know what I mean?
Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies, they're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better.
This is
That
him
was
warning
great.
that he's going to crash the
problem
fucking
with it
economy
was
again.
that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But
Wait, were you
our
doing
farmers are
great,
gonna
or
have
were
a
you?
field day right now. So
Were they
to our
bearing
farmers,
with you until
have a
Biden
lot
showed up
of fun.
and ruined
I
it?
love you too. I love you too. It's all gonna happen.
Were they bearing with you until Biden stopped enforcing it? Or was everything great until Biden stopped enforcing it? Huh?
And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raised 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
His life's about to suck.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country.
Jesus.
Tariffs are about making America rich
soul.
again and making America
America
great again, and it's
is
happening,
rich.
and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be
The
a little
problem,
disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh.
a little
And
disturbance.
look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First
bleed
Lady
around
of the
40.
United States.
Yeah. It's gonna be a little rough for a little bit. Yeah, fucking right, dude. That's wild. That's wild. What's a little bit? Be precise, dude.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit
Not once they get rid of the Department of
image
Education.
produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John.
Tape it, I know. Oh, Lord.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody.
Oh, Jesus. The guy posts
That's great.
AI
Thank you
images of
very much
himself.
to
He
the
just
Senate.
shared
Thank you.
an AI video of himself as a
But if
golden
we
fucking
truly care
statue
about
in
protecting
Gaza.
Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past
back
4
to the
years,
borders.
21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other
We already
criminals
did
from
this
the
part.
streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies,
You already did
they're
this
now
part, dude.
strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
Yeah, right, Connor? I have to use the restroom. He's been going for close to an hour.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel.
Oh, this
With
is
us
someone
this
else
evening
mentioned
are
this.
Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
I thought her family didn't that guy enter the country and Trump, did he? Did he? I wouldn't be surprised.
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't want to put her on a bingo card because that seems a little bit disrespectful. I wasn't going to do that. But good call.
The Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken.
He did,
Hope
Jennifer.
Riley.
Laken Riley, the name of stripping away due process. Wow. Wow. Congratulations. Laken Riley is now the name of authoritarian fucking bullshit.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American
Give it a couple of
history,
years. Everyone's going to start
and
saying
we quickly achieved
Laken
the
Riley.
lowest numbers of
And they're going to be in the
illegal
act,
border
but
crossers ever
yikes.
recorded. Thank you.
He already said this fucking lie.
The media and
I
our
agree,
friends
Michelle.
in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border.
Yeah,
But
which
it
he
turned
tanked.
out that all we really needed was a new president.
The fact that they're cheering this on, he's saying we don't need laws, we just need me, is like that. The implication of that is really fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and
What are you
communities
fucking
throughout the country.
talking about?
Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed.
There's
Now,
again,
just as I
you've never
promised
seen
in my
before.
inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America. But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungary from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with
Was
this
might get
heinous
my
crime are
live
two illegal
filtered.
alien monsters
Sorry.
from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their
Sorry.
ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge. A pristine,
Refuge.
peaceful, 34,000
Refuge.
acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America.
Oh,
Alexis,
yikes.
moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
Don't, Michelle. They're letting him politicize their tragedy. I feel bad for them for the tragedy, but as soon as they're politicizing it to strip away rights from other people, sorry, but
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were
no,
members of
he
the
named like a
Venezuelan
wildlife
prison gang,
refuge
the toughest gang,
by
they
the
say, in
Gulf of
world,
Mexico
known
after
as Tren
Jocelyn.
de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
They're going to use that as an excuse to invade Mexico. They're going to use it as an excuse.
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or,
Rounded up.
if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this
Get 'em out.
country, because we don't want them to come back ever.
He's already accused
With
one
us
guy of
this
being
evening
a
is
gang
warrior
member
on the front
based on
lines of that battle.
nothing.
Border Patrol
And
agent
put him in Gitmo.
Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
You know, it's really bold of the schmatzis to go so happily in front of the camera. Every single person here. Pretty fucking bold. It's going to make the next round of Nuremberg real easy.
In January, Roberto
Yeah, right,
and
Claudia?
another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen
Yeah,
started
exactly,
shooting
Michelle,
at
right?
them. Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took, and for the bravery that you showed.
definitely more
We
than an
honor
hour.
you, and we will
Did I
always
make
honor
one?
you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Clock's longer than an hour at all? Did I do it? No. We had so many good ones.
Thank you, Roberto.
You guys think you're
And
better,
I
but you
actually
act in
got
the
to
same
know
way.
him
Who?
on my
What
many
guys?
calls
We are
to
better.
the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control
Exactly
over a whole
right.
nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
They're going to invade Mexico. Here's the thing. Has he said
5 nights ago,
radical left
Mexican
or
authorities,
tremendous?
because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever.
Sorry.
But we need Mexico and Canada
Please
to
tap,
do
tap,
much
tap.
more than
He's
they've
definitely
done.
said
They have to
tremendous.
stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA.
Are we
They're going
sure?
to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland, and
Has he said
complete
tremendous?
the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
Has he said radical left yet? I feel like he might have said radical left at one point. I know he said woke left.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty,
No. Okay.
we must also bring back
Reclaim our
law
sovereignty.
and order to our cities and towns.
He's a fucking felon. He's a fucking felon.
In recent
Yeah,
years,
Drips. You're not the only person saying that
our
about the
justice
Enabling Act.
system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics.
Radical left.
Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck.
We're so fucked.
Good luck. Pam Bondi,
We are so fucked.
good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you.
Exactly, perfect.
Thank you, Cash.
He looks uncomfortable.
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them.
I don't think they want to,
We're
no.
also
They're getting
once
rid of all
again
the ones that
giving our
would.
Police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a
That's why they're firing
hard,
everyone,
dangerous
Spock.
job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to
They
respect it,
they
and soon
deleted
will respect
a
it.
database of
This also includes
police
our great
brutality.
fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice.
Yeah, and Doge just tried to take away the 9/11 Survivors Fund. Yeah. And it took Republicans a week to
31-year-old
complain.
New York
A
police
week.
officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one.
Go for it, Nas.
The
You
thug in
should.
the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say. A lot
He's
of
going to
them.
get me fucking
I attended
taken off this
Officer
thing.
Diller's service, and
20
I
run
met
arrests, 14 arrests.
his
This
wife
guy has
and
34
one-year-old son,
felonies.
Ryan. It was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
No, he's
Stephanie, we're going to
using
make
these are
sure
human
that
shields
Ryan
for
knows
him,
his dad was
basically.
a true hero, New
It's
York
mostly
finest,
women.
and we're
It's
going
mostly
to get
women,
these
for a
cold-blooded
reason.
killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police
Exactly,
officer.
Varel.
And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law. I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
This little boy's parents should be ashamed. There's another human shield. One day that kid's gonna wake up and say, "What the fuck?" Yeah. Nice one, Dad. Hope you don't get pulled over.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with
It's
brain
fucking nuts.
cancer.
It's
The
all
doctors
women
gave him 5 months
and
at
like
most
people of
to
color,
live. That
young
was more
people
than 6
that he's
years ago.
using as props. I'm being racist by calling out racism? By calling out systemic racism? Okay.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him.
Exactly.
And tonight,
40.
DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Literal human shield. Did I nail it or what? Literally. Fucking human shield. Whatever. Oh, Lord. Oh. That kid's gonna grow up and not be happy about this, dude. He's gonna be like, I was the fucking Shitler youth? Yeah, exactly, Spock.
Thank you, DJ. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975,
Mr. Get rid of all the
rates
regulations.
Child cancer have increased by more than 40%.
Oh, God. Is he going to go after
Reversing this
medications?
trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health
Did
and
I write
Human
down Vax
Services,
misinfo?
Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
There's going to be one of them. No! Again, I didn't fucking write it down. God. It was too rushed. Damn it.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
JFK.
Our
What?
goal is to get
His whole
toxins
family
out of our
disowned him
environment, poisons out of our
because
food supply,
he's trash.
and keep our children healthy and strong.
So
As an
repeal all the
example,
regulations.
Not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000
Yeah, right.
children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong, 1 in 36. Think of that.
Maybe.
So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby?
Yeah,
Good
because
luck.
we
It's a
diagnose
very
now.
important job. Thank you.
Because we diagnose now. Once upon a time, no one ever had heart attacks. ever. Did you know that? Did you know that? Like, for the first few thousand years of human life, no one got heart attacks. Now people get heart attacks all the time. Back then, they just went to sleep and never woke up.
And her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly, socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually. All without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you.
January.
Thank you very much.
Imagine being this proud of being a fucking monster.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
Hey guys, just a remember, or just a reminder, nddei.ed.gov is a submission portal where you can report schools for DEI stuff. So don't forget to.
That engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
This is not happening, by the way. That's not happening. You can. They don't verify emails. There's no email verification, so you can put in any email. Apparently.
Permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
This is so hateful. This is so hateful.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
Except if you're trans, apparently. Like, what do you fucking mean? You literally just said opposite. You're fucking nuts. This woman disgusts me.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military.
Yeah, so, and
it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it.
Disgusting.
Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary.
Yeah, right, Trevor? Yeah, where's Caitlyn Jenner? Where's she at?
And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference.
Trevor. I'm really excited for these guys to go to war.
And you know, it was just a few months ago.
I'm really excited for it, actually.
Where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had.
Fact check that, please. I don't know that they have that data. That's the thing.
It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Oh, look, another human shield. So it looks like a bunch of, they did have high numbers of recruiting, but in large part because of a delayed entry program. So basically there was like a long wait list and they lowered the requirements or got rid of some requirements, which were like, I don't know, if that's good or bad. But so basically they had this long wait list and of people that didn't quite meet the requirements. And then, yeah. DEI, exactly.
As a first step, I'm asking Congress
Quite
to
literally
fund a
DEI.
state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
Golden Dome, Iron Dome for America.
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close.
Exactly.
But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a
But the
very
deficit.
dangerous world. We should have it. We want to
Places.
be protected, and we're going to protect our
I don't
citizens
know,
like
Reese.
never before. To boost our defense
Yeah, right,
industrial base,
Simon.
we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships.
We used to
don't
make
them
so many
anymore very
boats.
much, but we're gonna
All
make
the
them
boats.
very fast, very soon.
We're
Will have
American.
a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already
Wait, did we write it
started
down?
doing it.
No, we didn't fucking write it down.
Yesterday, a large
God.
American company announced they are buying both
Shit, we should have
ports
done a 7x7.
around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the
I know,
Panama
right, Michelle?
Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's
Pelosi
history,
just
if you
texted
bring
me
it up to
to
modern day
donate.
costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
How? Are you invading Panama? Exactly, Jude.
And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco.
Yeah,
Now-
good luck, Marco.
We know who to blame
luck.
if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes.
Dude, I was thinking about this today.
You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this
Remind me to bring
gentleman,
this up.
and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes, and I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. but he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job.
Here's the, okay, so what I was thinking about earlier
He's doing
was-
a great job.
because, yeah, Democrats voted to approve him because they thought that he would temper Trump, whatever. I tweeted or Threads. I posted on Threads and Bluesky being like,
And
you guys
I
are
also
fucking
have a
idiots.
message tonight for
Because-
the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody
What?
involved. to try
International
and get it.
security? You're
But
not
we need
helping
it
any other
really
countries.
For international world security,
But you're not.
and
You
I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you
one
rich,
way
and
or the
together,
other.
We will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were
The one
withdrawing,
he
it was the way
started.
they withdrew. Perhaps
He
the most
started the fucking
embarrassing
withdrawal.
moment
He
in the history
fucking-
of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the
What?
top
That was his
terrorist
fucking
responsible
withdrawal.
for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
He's going to pivot into anti-Semitism now and talk about. Some dude in Afghanistan.
And I want to thank especially
She was on her
the
phone earlier,
government
Sarah.
of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that
How
were
did
so
you get to
badly,
know them?
over 42 people,
Trump?
so badly injured
it
on
because
that fateful
you-
day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day.
You were arranging the fucking withdrawal?
Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all
His lover.
in our hearts tonight.
His daddy.
Just spoke to him on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords.
I told you he was going to pivot into anti-Semitism. Told ya.
And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
Because every single Republican is a fucking monster. There's not a single good
keep
one.
it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Love her.
2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight.
I can't wait for the United States to be kicked out of every fucking European country.
Billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe.
You know, they have like a
they
ton
wouldn't
of
have stopped it and said, at some
just
point,
American
come on,
bases
let's
in
equalize. You
Europe.
gotta be equal to us.
Kick them out.
That didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Yeah, wouldn't it? So they're going to withdraw? Finally. They're going to fuck off?
Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
This guy's going to be real proud of himself. Going to be real proud of himself for being a prop for this. Ooh, who was she? She was just wearing Ukraine colors. I don't know.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not
It was
pleasant.
2 hours, Jesus.
And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally,
I can't fucking believe he's talking
gunfire
about
rang
this.
out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound.
Why is he talking
Corey
about
knew
this?
instantly what it was and what to do.
This is so
He
weird.
threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded
Yeah,
them
right?
from the bullets
Hi, Brenna.
with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed
He was
his
hit
life to
really
save theirs.
hard.
2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit.
God. Yeah, no, that's
But
exactly.
thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors,
Country
thought they
doctor.
were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's about reminding them that he's a hero because he's about to fuck up their economy. I mean, he is fucking up their economy.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful
agree,
ladies
Cynthia.
right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe
But God
that.
didn't save your dad. God saved me, but not your dad. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, drips.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age, these workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities, these warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty, and it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we're going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond. And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future
night.
because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
That was both frightening and ridiculous. It was the longest State of the Union address in American history. Jesus. Ooh.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Great honor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Get this place going, all right?
Was it just an hour and 40? Yeah, it was an hour and 45 minutes. Yikes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. See you soon. Teaching young people to love America. Well, I'm trying to. Great guy. Thank you.
Oh, I like this.
That's your favorite. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Howard. Thank you again. Thank you again. Won't forget.
So good. Yeah, it's good. So good, sir.
Thank you.
Terrific, Mr. Really terrific. Really outstanding. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good job, Mr. President. Thanks.
Great. Not just great.
One of your best speeches.
Thanks again, Mr. President.
President. Thanks for the phone call last night, too.
Absolutely. You know that. Thank you for your help.
Getting real, man.
I'll do it. Just give me the information.
I'm not going to get it. Sorry.
Thank you, everybody. Great speech.
President Roger Williams, thanks for the call.
I love Roger Williams. Thank you. You don't have to introduce yourself.
Mr. President.
I know you better than you do, Roger. It's my great baseball.
America
Good job. Great job.
They're fact checking on MSNBC.
Thank you so much. They stood for you all.
I think so, Drips. I think Republicans have handed over this country. But taken it over. I mean, handed it over to themselves. Ooh. Ask me what I'm doing. I'm looking at houses in Spain. Urbanización Umbria de los Gallegos. He kind of sounded like he wanted to. Oh, damn. This is really fucking gross. I can't believe Republicans did this again. I mean, I can. Bunch of hateful fucking bitch. Bunch of fucking feckless sycophants. Is that his girlfriend? And let's see what else. To yeah, right. All right, guys, tap, tap, tap. I'm officially saving up to move out of this fucking country. Tap, tap, tap. He is? Should we watch it? I'll get dinged. I'll get in trouble if I restream that, if I show that. Unfortunately. For safety.
pediatric cancer trials are halted, and you know, God willing, he won't need any more treatment, but if he does, I hope that NIH wasn't responsible for anything that let him live this long. He also talked about wanting anyone who murdered a cop to receive the death penalty.
They are in the majority, 218
Donald
Republicans,
Trump's
215
first action was to pardon all the January 6th insurrectionists who assaulted and violently beat cops who were convicted of it. Correct. So I think there's a shallowness, and I think that I mean, I know you, and I know you probably could have gone on for
No, I can't. It's the audio that'll get me filtered. I mean, I guess, yeah, I'll hop off YouTube. I'll hop off YouTube and do it. All right. Bye, YouTube. I'll restart the stream after we watch Bernie's. Okay.